So I like using the 4-inch foam roller for self-mobilization, especially for the lumbothoracic spine. And how we're going to start out is, I always tell patients, imagine that your pelvis is like a ball and the ball's rolling off the edge of the cliff. So I'm going to start up here and just allow this right half of your pelvis to just fall off. And then come across and do the same thing on the left half. Now, it's not a stretch. This is a mobilization. It's a Feldenkrais technique. So in Feldenkrais, the concept is called ATM, awareness through movement. The knees don't necessarily drop way out, but they can. The leg that, so her leg's moving with her pelvis, and that's fine. And then this one's moving her pelvis, again, that's fine. The leg that isn't moving, you tend to want to stay pointed up towards the ceiling. So the idea is we're just rocking back and forth as if you're trying to allow your glute to roll off the edge of the roller onto the mat, but it's not a stretch. We're not stretching it down there. So that's the movement. Now the part that really, don't use your head yet. You're getting ahead of me. The part that really matters, it's the whole Feldenkrais concept, is awareness. Because you're doing this now. How far do you go on the right?
Feel a little more stable.
How far do you go on the left? How do they feel? Do they feel the same? Does one side move better than the other? As you're doing that, how much weight is on your foot? How much weight's on the other foot? How much weight goes onto the arm? Same thing, how much weight goes on the other arm? How much does your spine bend? So as you're going back and forth, feel the movement with the understanding that you want to allow the pelvis to roll off as if it were going to touch the mat, but it's not a stretch. Don't force it. Just see how far it'll go. The idea is to get that so they're moving equally right to left. And once you've done that for a period of time and both sides are moving equally, then we bring in the head. And the head moves in the opposite direction. I always say it's like wringing out a dish rag. So there we go. As the right drops off, the head rotates to the left, and as the left pelvis drops off, you rotate to the right. And so it's called counter rotation. This technique is a counter rotation on a roller. As you're moving, how far do you go down? Where's the weight? Is the weight distributed more in one foot than the other?
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Do you go equally? Does your head go equally right to left?
Yeah.
And you just let your leg, you just roll across on either direction. So you're bringing out the dish rag in either direction, but again, not a stretch as much as it is just awareness through movement. And after you've done this for a little while, and you feel like you're done, then the other thing I really like to do is have patients roll over to one side, all the way off onto the mat. You're going to kick the roller out, lie flat, straighten your legs out, and notice what you feel. Notice how your spine feels on the mat. Notice how your spine feels. Does it feel like you're flat? Does it feel like you're lying in a ditch? What's the awareness? Do you notice how much pressure's on your head? How much pressure's on your sacrum? So the whole concept of this is to have aware of the sensations that you're feeling in your spine, your movement right to left, comparing and contrasting, and then when you're done, how your spine feels. Most people will oftentimes report a feeling of being very flat, or oftentimes a feeling that they're lying in a ditch. It's a really common thing.